For America, the European opportunity tends to be a Western European one. France, the UK, Germany, those are the markets of particular interest. But over the last 5 to 10 years, that's really changed as Eastern European states have come on board to be more business friendly, to be more cost affordable from a labor arbitrage point of view. And so they've been almost too good to resist in terms of growth opportunities. So in the video clips that follow, you'll see me in a media training session acting as a contrarian journalist, asking questions of executives responsible for these regions. So if your business is interested in growing into Europe, be it through a manufacturing, distribution, or even a shared service center point of view, then these clips should be useful for you. I do thank you for watching.
If I look at my business, we're still adding people. We're doubling the number of field engineers we have in Russia. We just announced a Kaluga facility, repair facility. We're making a significant investment.
But Brian, with all due respect, you're saying this is one of the fastest growing regions, yet you're letting people off, letting people go. Someone in the organization, probably in HR, has a diametrically opposed view to what you're communicating to me right now, to the view taken by one of the most respected executives in business. So,
sure. What's the truth?
I heard that Turkmenistan isn't allowing people to enter the country if they come from a pork-eating country. Even if that was true, what do you think of that? How can you do business with an organization if you have to physically go there to service a facility to try and develop business there? How do you operate under those conditions?
Kazakhstan and Russia, we're continuing to add field engineers, adding a repair capability, and we're looking to be as local as possible in those countries, and to show our commitment that we're not just selling products, but we're also there for the long term to provide services.
I think you'd have to take this role. You'd have to take this position, because from a competitive standpoint, are you not in a poor position in the regions that you're responsible for?
And what do you
in
mean?
Services, competitively speaking, who's challenging your success?
Well, we're seeing in the Caspian region, in Russia, and across some of the Eastern Europe, we're seeing our competition that's been around for a long time. We're seeing some new competition that's coming in.
Yeah, but are there companies that you can name?
Well, I wouldn't want to start focusing on our competition. I think it's best to focus on some of the other areas of what we're trying to do in the region.
Well, of course you would. And did you know that there is speculation from an industry point of view, people talking about labor issues coming out of that country, out of that market?
Yeah, there is, and then we have there is dips in the market, as I just mentioned. There is.
Is this a chicken and egg? What came first, the labor issues or the need to make people redundant?
So we've not had labor issues at our facility in Hungary.
Okay.
But
just layoffs.
We had to let some people go.
Okay. Let's switch gears slightly. You hail from a mature, civilized business market. Let's just say Western Europe. Now you've been working in parts of Central and Eastern Europe for how many years?
Nearly 5 years now.
Okay. Culturally speaking, what have been the biggest challenges in terms of working about trusting, gaining trust? But how do you reconcile yourself to the fact that despite the notion that a competitor might have won a deal in a corrupt manner, you're letting off people in Hungary, and they're growing? You're defining corruption or strong-arming in like-for-like ways across different countries, or do you have a single benchmark definition for what you feel is appropriate and inappropriate behavior from a government? Let me just finish.
Yep.
The way Russia practices encouragement, which I'm being very kind about saying, encouraging companies to invest in one of the most difficult markets. You're letting off here, but you have to be seen to be growing and investing there by law. You're doing that because there's money to be made there.
Yes.
So are you sure you want to answer the previous question and stick with that answer? That you're not willing to work in corrupt environments to make money. Where were you before GE?
Microsoft.
Ah, interesting. And what was that like?
Very interesting.
Where were you in Microsoft? Where geography?
It was Moscow, but I was responsible for whole Russia because the position's title was regional marketing lead. So I was responsible for marketing.
Wow, so you had a big responsibility there. Do you think Steve Ballmer should go? He's done horrible work, hasn't he?
What?
Why? Well, look at the stock price.
Well, first of all, stocks went up recently.
Okay. It's largely very, very down. It's not done very well.
Yes, but it happened because of first of all, if we were to start looking for the reasons here, first of all, that's crisis and that not very successful launch of Windows Vista, which was actually cured by...
It's a rubbish operating system, but anyway,
yes,
that's not what we're here to talk about.
Brad, what do you think about social media?
It's an interesting area that I think is everybody's trying to get their arms around right now. In the business that we're in, where we provide solutions and local domain expertise and service to customers, they want to reach out and build that trust. And I think social media helps to drive that. There are examples, I think, across the world in the consumer and B2B areas where companies have figured out how to get their message out there on new products, on ways that where they can educate the customers, and customers can kind of pull information as they like, or they can be willing to accept a push.
You mentioned it. Good to promote products and initiatives. Also good to promote opinions, I would think. Do you use Twitter?
I do. I actually have a Twitter account. I set one up. I haven't broadcast anything except for one message up to this point, but we've gotten the green light now to go experiment with it from our marketing communications people. So I look forward to probably starting with testing it out with my internal employees, and then looking at having some interface with customers after that.
Okay. It's an interesting, I did some research before getting on this call. I found an article about the debt ceiling discussion in the United States, and I found some responses by someone with the same name as you, which I found quite interesting. Now, I wasn't sure it was you, and you've just verified to me that you have not engaged in public debate using your Twitter name. But I must say it's quite a stunning coincidence that someone with your name is getting involved in discussions about coal production